Hello my brothers and sisters, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing amazingly well. So in this video we'll see 1.5 months before exam strategy. Yeah, so we are going to cover all these. First, single group or both the groups, multiple revision, writing practice, MTP, RTP, one day before examination, so that you're guaranteed 100% pass. First, say about regarding single group or both the group. So if you are not confident, if you are not confident in which group you are most strong at, in the two subjects, at least two subjects out of three, two subjects you should be very strong. Then only you should only think of the second group. If you are in a situation where I am not even sure of one subject or I'm not strong of two subjects, kindly, this is my advice, don't do it. But still, if you are like, no, my heart is saying I'm going to go for both the groups, decide immediately. Do not wait like I'll decide in the last 15 days. Decide now. Now is the time to decide. But my opinion is, if you are not strong at least two, in which group you are very strong at least two subjects you should be very strong. Yes, you should have completed ABC, the entire ABC, chapter A, chapter B, or chapter C. You should have completed. You should know the concepts. If you are then you can go for, you can think about the second group. But you are in a situation where even you are not very strong at two subjects in one group in which you are very strong at. Do not even think about the second group. This is my opinion. 1.5 before examination. Now, in this 45 days, 1.5 months, 45 days, we classify this into 1, 20 days, and next 15 days, and next 7 days, and next 4 days. This is how we are going to classify. The exam is on 11th. CA Inter students, exam is on 11th. If you are a CA final also, if you are seeing it lately, you can watch this video, no problem. So according to, if I am uploading on 15th, so this ends on 31st of December, you will get extra 10 days also if you are watching this. Those who are writing Jan 2025 examination, you are getting extra 10 days if you are watching this on 15th of November. So in this first 20 days, you have to make sure that you complete your first revision. Very important. In this first, you should complete your first revision. So in your head, it will be like, sir, in 20 days, how will I complete? It does not matter. It does not matter how you will complete, but you have to complete. The reason is, one day, 1.5 days before exam, you cannot even imagine how much you have to study. For that to happen, this 20 days is extremely important. Your first revision of this 20 days you have to complete. In this 20 days, you can also cover some topics which you have not covered also. That is your wish. So you're going for single group, you're going for both the groups. This is also one deciding factor. Lot of people will come with lot of rules, that this. Forget about everything. In this first 20 days, you have to make sure that you complete, and in this first revision should be in such a situation, even if you're leaving chapters, chapter A and chapter B portions should be completed. Chapter C, if you're leaving, it's okay. See, we are in a situation where we do not think about, oh, we should complete 100%. No, we are in a situation where we have to make sure that A chapter and B chapter is completed, first revision. If C chapter, if you know, then you have to complete it. But if you are in a situation that you do not understand, or you have no time, you have not studied it, and you are thinking of skipping it, okay, this comes for C chapter, totally comes for 10-15 marks. But it's extremely important for you to decide that 80-85 marks you're completing. That is very sure. Please don't play with yourself. A lot of people will say that and this, but extremely important this. But if you have completed the entire, if you have completed even C portions, you have to complete. But you're in a situation where A and B chapters you're missing. Shut up, do it. How are you going to do it? you're going to do the concepts, but even listen, sir, even in this time, some one or two chapters you can listen, you can have the classes. For example, law classes, I am giving it for 999 rupees with the book, my fast track 999, that to 55 hours, totally 55 hours you can complete the entire CA inter law. I am providing. I don't know any other teacher is providing any other different classes. But for CA Interlaw, if you have any doubt, you can do this. Any other teacher is providing a very lesser. It does not matter how much he knows. He knows. That's why he's teaching you. That is a very simple thing. He knows. That's why he's teaching you. Take the class and complete it. Whatever he's teaching, he's teaching on the basis of the examination fast track. Yes. So this is one. You why and while you study this either A, B, and C, while you study this, you have to make sure that how am I going to prepare this for 1.5 days before examination? Why? Reason is everybody studies, and at the end of 1.5 days before exam, they open the YouTube and they check how should I, they type in the search box in the YouTube, how am I going to study for in 1.5 days this particular subject. Come on brothers, come on sisters, the entire portions you are studying because of that 1 day exam, and ICA is giving you 1.5 days. So please try to understand. The very first exam, it's okay. The very first exam mostly will be accounts, so that's okay. In that exam, you can tackle it. You can take some 3-4 days. Balance remaining, you have to make sure that 1.5 days. How am I going to study? So one, the concepts. One, the concepts. How am from which book I'm going to take the concepts. Lot of students have 3-4 books. It does not matter, you can have 3-4 books, and there's no problem, but this particular concept I'm going to study from this book. This particular concept I'm studying from this book. You have to be clear. You should not differentiate, because some concepts are you would have handwritten, some concepts you would have studied in the book, so it does not matter. But you have to make sure you do not forget that to study from which book you are studying, all the concepts should be covered. So 1.5 days before exam, how am I going to which book contain which concepts, which I'm going to study, and how fast I have to study this particular section. Okay, I'm completing at this much this speed. Okay, so you even have to make sure that you do this. Next, questions. Questions, so please try to understand questions. I am never going to say that, oh, you have to keep on writing all the questions. No, it's not practicable at all to do writing the all the questions. But I'm just telling you, from each and every single chapter, write, say, think that, okay, I'm going to write 10 questions. From each and every single chapter, I'm going to write 10 questions. You decide which questions you are going to do. 10, only 10 questions from each chapter. It can be small, it can be big, and you don't have to write a very neat handwriting, but you have to make sure that okay, I'm writing it. Only 10 questions from each chapter. Very simple. In this 20 days, 10 questions from each chapter, and so questions writing practice. 10 questions from each chapter. Why? Because that question will come in the exam, not for that. You are getting prepared for writing, because in school we keep on writing, but in CF we do not write. We just, okay, this is right, yeah, the debit credit, okay, this is the answer, this is the provision, this taxation, okay, this is the provision. We mind assess, but we do not do the writing practice, unfortunately. Not only you, lot of people do not do it. So 10 questions from one chapter, that's it. You decide, it is your decision. Yes. So but my recommendation is, do try solving it from chapter A and chapter B. Try solving it from starting from chapter A, then go for chapter B, then go for chapter C. This is my recommendation regarding writing. Next, you have to mark down the points. Yes, you have to mark down the points. You have to mark down the points. Which question? First of all, which question is difficult? Which question is difficult? It's completely difficult. You have to mark down, or that question itself you will mark down. Next, which particular point in the question, which particular point in the question makes it difficult to solve that question itself. So those particular areas you will mark down. I don't know how will you, either through a marker or through a pencil, or you will note it down this in this you will round it. The marking is in your hand. You have to make sure that you do this marking. Yes. Why are you doing all this? Why are you doing the marking? Because this helps in your 1.5 days before exam. When you are going to study a concept, now you do not think in the 1.5 days all the questions. You do not think at all. What do you think? Okay, from this particular section, or from this particular accounting standards, so I have this doubt in this question, so I will revise that. That's it. That is what you are doing here. Please, you do not even think about, okay, what are the more important questions I have to see. You should, no important questions. You know all the questions you have solved. Here, which questions is difficult for you, that is what you are going to solve in the 1.5 days before examination. Plus no, RTP now itself, Jan 2025 RTP came out. Now itself, for each and every single chapter, for each chapter, what is the RTP? At the end of the chapter, you will write RTP in the question number 4, question number 1, question number 2, question number 3 from this chapter. For each and every single chapter, at the chapter end, which book you are studying, you will write it down. So when you are revising, you will study this RTP question. You are not going to study the entire question. No, this you are not going to do. At the end of the chapter, you are going to write it down. Now itself, you open the RTP PDF and write it now from this chapter. Okay, question number 1. When you complete the entire portions, what you do? You completed the concepts. Now you are going to write the RTP question. When you complete the entire portions, now you are going to newly see the question and you are going to write it. This is what you are going to do. So each and every single RTP question you have written. Coming to the MTP. MTP 18th November and 9th December. 18th November and 9th December, you have exams. I do not care how much you get in MTPs. Nobody who get MTPs 30, in exam also you'll get 30. In MTP, if he gets 30 marks, in exam he'll get 50 or 60 marks easily. Because MTP is a setup where we are setting up a level. The ICA will not go above that level. ICA is telling that, okay, I'm giving you this MTP. This is going to be the toughest from this particular the entire. This is going to, we are going to touch the roof of toughness. So MTP will be asked such a way. So even if you're getting 15 marks in the MTP or 20 marks, it does not matter. First, keep a lot of students do not write MTP. Reason, oh, what if I fail? Say, you fail, no problem. You fail in MTP, no problem. You assess, it's okay, no problem. But kindly try to understand that in this time from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you sit from 2 p.m. to 5 o'clock, you sit and you write it down. It does not matter. In this 20 days, you have to do this also. Can you do this? Yes. Kindly sit down. It does not matter. MTP getting 20 marks, you can get 50s and 60s in your main exam. MTP does not determine your main exam, but MTP is making you sure that, okay, how am I getting to get ready for the main exam? That is what is MTP. MTP is not that if you fail in MTP, you'll fail in main exam. Not at all. I failed in every MTPs. I never passed MTP, but it has nothing to do with it. But I always I passed in the CAExams. No, I'm a chartered accountant. The only one factor MTP is this. MTP has nothing to do with, okay, if you pass in MTP, you will pass in main exam. Not at all. Those who say that is a lie. Yes, though if you pass in MTP, well and great. You will definitely get an exemption 70, 80. You will get. Okay, good. So in this 20 days, you do your first revision and you make sure 1.5 days before exam, how am I going to prepare for my this particular okay, this is what I am going to from this concept, and that too this for example, this particular section I'm going to cover in 20-15 minutes. If you are able to write that, that is well and good. And in coming to question part, you will write 10 questions from each chapter. That's it. You can decide which question you are going to select. 10 questions from each chapter. Then you will be marking down difficult questions, and which point in a question is difficult. You will point it down. RTP each chapter you will now itself note it down from question 3. Chapter 3 end, you will mark it down. When you complete the entire portions, that particular question alone you will write it. You will test yourself, you will write it. Yes, this is what you will do regarding RTP, MTP. You sit down, write. It does not matter how much you get, but you assess. 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you have to sit. Yes, just to sit and write. That is what a lot of people do gets tired in the 2 to 5 o'clock. Their hands they will get pain in their hands. That is the reason to do it. And write in black pen. Write in the black pen, please. Which pen you are going to write. Which pen you are going to write. Select that pen and write the MTP exam. A lot of people, I see, oh God, my pen is not working. Come on, guys. Yeah. So this is how you do the first revision. Coming to the second revision. First, what and all you left. What and all you left in the first revision. You try to cover. You try to cover simultaneously, not at the beginning. You try to cover simultaneously. You try to cover simultaneously. Then you do the second revision along with it. You will do first. You will decide. So now you say, sir, how am I going to cover, sir? You covered in 20 days the first revision. You have some part which you did not study, unfortunately, that you will cover in the second revision. Yes, along with it, you will do your second revision also. You will do your second revision also. Yes, now you are in a second where you completed. You are strong enough. Now the third revision. This 7 days is the third revision. In this third revision, what are you going to do? Very simple. How are you going to study in this 1.5 days? If you are in group one, what you can do, you can take this 1.5 days. But if you are in both the groups, please take 1 day. Please, if you are doing single group, take 1.5 days. If you are both groups, take 1 day. Take 1 day to cover both the groups. And check yourself. Please try to understand. Please, I know a lot of what I'll tell you. Even as a teacher, I will never recommend. The teacher will come and teacher will say, "Come, let's start studying." That is a very bad concept. The reason I'll tell you, the main reason is here the teacher is doing revision, but what are you missing? You're recollecting. That is what is missing. You have to recollect. Okay, section 5, section 7, section 10, everything you know. What are you missing? You are not recollecting. You know the provision. Oh, this provision is there. This provision is there. When teacher says, you can say, But at this time is not the 1.5 days before exam is not the time to say, 1.5 days before exam is the time where you recollect. Okay. This is the penalty. What is the penalty? You have to recollect. Yes or no? Yes. Yes, for example, section 26 of Companies Act. What is the fine? Company and every person who is knowingly defaults it. What is this fine? Minimum 50,000, maximum 3 lakhs. You just recall it. That is what you do. Yes, and the last 4 days, what you do? You study for your first exam. Last 4 days you study for your first exam, because if the first exam goes very well, remaining exams becomes a very big boost. For example, in the middle some exams become difficult, it's okay, you can always have that. Okay, first exam went very well, so first exam should not be taken lightly at all. So take 4 days, strive in this time. If you can do writing practice, do writing practice, do whatever you want. But first exam take very seriously. Yeah, and in this MTP, I told you use the black pen. Lot of people write in blue pen only. Lot of people do the blue pen writing. Please write the exam in black pen, and which pen you are going to use in the exam, that pen is what you are going to use it. Yes, so here one, you are going to decide now itself. Are you strong at two subjects in one group? Which group you are very strong? Two subjects only. Are you very strong? You'll get an exemption. If you are in that situation, take then think of second group. But if you are in a situation where even I'm not strong in two subjects, do not even think. Go for a single group. This is my recommendation. Second, we are doing three revisions. We are doing three revisions. Every single we are doing writing practice of RTP. We are doing writing practice of MTP, and every single chapter, 10 questions which you select. You are going to write it. It does not matter. You are going to write it. The handwriting does not matter. Even if your handwriting is good, it does not matter. Just write fast. Make sure that you are able to do it. That's it. MTP, RTP is covered. 1.5 days before exam is covered. Now tell me, what do you think that you will fail? After doing all this, do you think you will fail? The only reason if you are failing is your belief. One, you are not believing in yourself. If you are doing all this, the main reason is you are not believing in yourself. Two, discipline. If you have belief and if you have discipline with you, trust me, you will pass. Yes. So, by the way, those who have conceptual doubts, for example, if you are a CA inter law, I'm giving for 999 at 55 hours. So those who want it, they can also contact me. They can also contact me. Do the WhatsApp. Yes. So this is what I'm. So please try to understand. Conceptual knowledge is important. So don't take risk in that. The very first thing I told when the first revision is your concepts. Okay, good. So, and point 3, those who think that, sir, but I have a doubt in C, so please try to understand. Those who are chartered accountants today, lot of people have missed the C portions. Lot of people have missed it. That is the truth. Those who are chartered accountant can just study 100%. So all this dialogue can be given after I become a CA. But I know I have also not studied the entire portions. Yes, it's a different story regarding law. Law is easier for me, and I'm not talking about law. I'm talking about other subjects. Yes, so. But in case if you are in a situation where law is weaker for you, take my class. But after that also, if you are in a situation where you don't have time, or it's okay. C portions, if you leave, it's okay. It's not the C portions. If you left, you will fail. All this dialogue given by a lot of people, they also left the C portions and they became a chartered accountant. Only very few has studied the entire 100% and passed. So a lot of people who give this dialogue complete 100% syllabus is a lie. Please, yeah. So, and after I have given. If you are studying, I'm uploading this video on 15th. So which means this gets ended somewhere 31st December. You have remaining 10 days. In this 10 days, it's your wish. Whatever and all you want to do, you can do it. And in my some 1 week, I have even told you how to do 2 months preparation. In that I have, why in that I have not done this detailed one. I have told you have these many hours of study. You can easily pass. This is even 45 days also you can pass. The only one thing is belief and discipline. That is what can help you, because a lot of people at this moment start getting doubt, should I write, because earlier in the old syllabus it was 2 attempts, now it is 3 attempts. January after exam is me, a lot of people are thinking, and a lot of people are students are asking, sir, shall I write for me? Don't do it. Yes, so do study and get your exams right. All the very best. Thank you.